Hello guys and welcome into another video, and we just got ourselves a new update. 1.46 is here, as well as 3 new cars. I think the star of the show is this Škoda Vision Gran Turismo, and it seems to be a pretty decent car from the pictures. And of course you can just visit the official website, and then I'm going to link down in below. So it looks pretty good, but we also got ourselves a new manufacturer's season, which in my opinion it's going to be quite strange, because we also had a BoP update, and of course you can find the BoP update down in the description as well. And some of the cars got quite a significant change, so it's going to be interesting to see what is going to be the next meta car. But here we can have a look at the event schedule, and the first one is the Nürburgring 24-hour one. This is going to be quite an interesting one. So all of these races are group 3, so there are no group 4s in here. This is quite interesting, but I do like the concept of having only group 3 cars in here. So I think the season is going to be actually a pretty exciting one. So also, what we got today is this new Watkins Glen lap time challenge with the new Škoda. So this is the Vision, and it seems like a 36.9 is good to get to gold. I will try, but I think this car is going to be actually pretty difficult to master. So, I mean, first of all, we can have a look at the replay just to see what the best guy in the world did. And let's go with Lewis. So this is a fully electric car. No gears, no nothing. Wow, it's like it's full electric one, so we don't have to focus on the gear shifting, just braking and turning and acceleration. This is actually quite weird, because I'm usually used to having a look at the gear shifts and the braking points, but okay. It seems quite stable, to be honest. And but you cannot really use gear shifts to rotate the car a little bit more, because there are no gear shifts. Wow. Okay. I guess it's a pretty heavy car. And it has pretty good acceleration. Yeah, braking just at about 220, I would say. A little bit of more braking and the acceleration coming in. So, to be honest, it's quite weird. Like braking just after the 300, okay. Acceleration starts as soon as you kind of straighten up the wheel. 200 again. Okay. When? 200 again? Yes, again 200. I'm just confused at this point, okay. It seems to be a pretty quick car. I mean, what is it going to be, a 134? I mean, 134 is actually a pretty good lap around here. A pretty fast one. So, yeah, let's see what I can do. And yes, guys, in the end, I think I did a pretty interesting lap with this car. And the first braking point of this one is the 400 sign. So braking the straight line, you can turn with this car, because I have no idea how it works. But in general, just the aerodynamics really kick in when you start turning the wheel. So it's quite strange. The car feels heavy and all of a sudden it turns, especially in this sector. So you can easily take it flat out if you just turn the wheel a little bit more than usual. It's quite a strange thing, but it's also straightening up the car and then putting the power down. Otherwise you will cause a lot of understeers. For example, like here. So it's the 400 again. We're braking in the straight line, and then we're slowly releasing the brakes as we're getting into the corner. So you can see that I'm completely releasing and giving a little bit more braking in the middle, and then the acceleration only starts when I straighten up the car, or kind of straighten up the car, because it's going to be very, very difficult to actually get it to turn. Here, this is the next point when I try to turn and brake at the same time. The car somehow seems to stick to the road. It's quite strange. Here, it's the I love New York sign. This is where I usually put the power down, but it also depends on what kind of angle do you have out of that corner. The wider, the better. Here, we got the Coca-Cola sign. Just as soon as I pass it, just before the 200, I brake, but I also try to brake in the straight line. You can also see that I missed this corner by slightly, but it's very important. Once again, just kind of straighten up the car so you can flat out. You can really go flat out without lifting the power. Otherwise, you will have, once again, a lot of understeer, especially here. So this is the 200, braking a little bit before it, turning in early. That's I believe, the crucial point, turning in early, getting closer to the curb, and waiting in this kind of middle section of the corner. So I would say just straighten it up and then start accelerating. Otherwise, you will have a lot of understeer if you just go gradually on the power. So it's basically an on and off switch with this car. So 300 in here, as soon as I pass it, I get onto the brakes, mostly in the straight line, reaching the 100 sign, and then slowly I start turning in. And this is pretty much a coasting section. I'm not trying to do anything, but it's just coasting for like half a second. Straighten it up, once again, 200 on the right, and this is once again where I brake. And also, it's very important to early get into the corner, because it's actually easier to ride the curb. So I kind of missed it in here, but it was okay in the end. I was able to put the power down sooner, and my only mistake was that I was staying on just about 80% of the power. You can go flat out in here. But this one, it's very important to start turning and braking literally at the same time, and only then you will have the rotation of the back end. The car seems to turn pretty nicely in there. You can definitely brake a little bit later than the 200. So here, once again, the same thing. So as you're turning in, the brakes should follow. So turning and braking literally at the same time, and then the car will start to rotate through this corner. So grabbing the curb can be okay, but it's also twitchy, I would say, if you try to, let's say, exit. But this car, again, is pretty stable, so if you even go wider, it's not gonna play like a huge role. And in the end, guys, I managed to get up to 5th place in the world if you go to the global leaderboards, and I definitely think I can get a little bit more time. Yeah, even the detailing that they put into making the HUD, the way that acceleration works, the way that brakes work, the battery, you can see everything around. So it's, once again, it's a pretty interesting car, and I don't know, it's kind of a love and hate relationship, because I would really like gears, but at the same time it's an electric car. So once again, guys, let me know what you think about this car in the comments, and if you like it or not. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, bye.